Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for February 12th. In 1836, in San Antonio, Colonel James Bowie showed up deeply drunk the day after his election to head the Volunteers. He released all prisoners from jail against the orders of Erasmo Seguin. The following day, many volunteers were drunk, and anarchy prevailed. Colonel William B. Travis informed the government that Bowie, quote, has been roaring drunk all the time, turning everything topsy-turvy, end quote. He offered his resignation and asked for more men, stating, quote, I am unwilling to be responsible for the drunken irregularities of any man, end quote. He subsequently left town and camped for a period on the Medina River with his men. Yeah, Bowie sounded like a fun guy. In 1849, the U.S. government authorized Whiting and Smith expedition left San Antonio to explore a practical route between the Gulf Coast and El Paso del Norte. They reached El Paso del Norte in early April and returned to San Antonio by a partially different route. That year, a wagon route known as the Lower Southern Road was established. It was used extensively in subsequent years for Army and mail stages, and even later as part of the Southern Pacific Railroad route. In 1869, the disaster of the sidewheel steamboat Mitty Stevens occurred on Caddo Lake near the Texas-Louisiana border. It was en route from New Orleans to Jefferson when a spark ignited a raging fire. Of the 107 passengers and crew, 61 perished, many of them drawn into the paddle wheels when the captain tried to ground the boat on shore. In 1982, investigation suggests the remains may be in Louisiana waters. In 1899, this day, the worst of a several-day disastrous cold wave that swept through Texas just 4 years after a similar event. The temperature at Tulia in the Panhandle fell to 23 degrees below zero, which is a Texas record. And at Brownsville, the temperature reached 16 degrees this day and remained below freezing through the following day. During the storm, the upper Colorado, Brazos, and Trinity rivers froze solid. There was widespread destruction of crops, and approximately 40,000 cattle died overnight in the Panhandle. That year, snowfall reached 20 feet at some locations. The state record of 23 below zero was tied at Seminole on February 8, 1933. Wow. In 1931, Clifford L. Cliff Gustafson was born in Kennedy. In 1968, Gustafson became the head baseball coach at his alma mater, UT Austin, after coaching South San Antonio High School to 7 state championships in 13 years as their coach. At UT Austin in 1994, he posted victory number 1,333 to become the winningest baseball coach in NCAA history at the time. In 27 seasons, his UT Austin teams had an 80.5 winning percentage, held 21 Southwest Conference titles, made 17 College World Series appearances, and won 2 national championships. Gustafson was twice named National Baseball Coach of the Year and was an inaugural inductee of the National College Baseball Hall of Fame. And in 2000, legendary Dallas Cowboys coach Tom Landry died in Dallas. He was born in Mission in 1924. At UT Austin, he started halfback and defensive back. He played for the New York Giants from 1950 to 1955 and later was their assistant defensive coach. In 1960, he became the Cowboys' first head coach, and over the next 29 years, he compiled a 270, 178, and 6 record, with his teams playing in 5 Super Bowls and winning 2. Landry is a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor. And, interestingly enough, he was one of my grandfather's best friends in Dallas. So that's pretty cool. My grandfather and Tom Landry actually built a grass putting green in my grandfather's backyard one year. And not long after that, I don't know, a month or two, a drunk in a car lost control and drove through the putting green, destroying it. And the way my grandmother and father told me the story goes, the next morning my grandfather went out, saw it, was devastated. he called Tom Landry, and he came over, and both of them sat outside in chairs staring at the putting green and cried. All the work they put into it destroyed by someone driving through it, wasted. So anyway, interesting little story there. So yeah, that was your Texas History Roundup for February 12th. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you back here on the next one. You take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.